Hey, how's it going, my fellow comic book fans and retro game collectors? Chris here to show you guys my current setup. Basically, this is an introduction for myself into the retro gaming community. I've been a long time comic book collector, and I'm big into the community there. And my channel and my collecting, I'm dividing it a little bit, I guess, and I'm going to be doing a little more serious retro game collecting this year. But basically I got to do within the same budget as my comic book collecting. I can't expand my budget. I got to do my comic book hobby, and I got to do my retro game hobby too on the same budget. So that'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, I want to show you guys my current setup as is. Really nostalgic feeling to me. I kind of love it. Throws me back to the to the old days. I grew up with the Nintendo, right? And I have all my current consoles on shelf here. So this is also in part a little bit a response to 123 Comic Man's GameCube video haul. Just want to show him a couple ones that I really appreciate on the GameCube. So I'll show you here. Let's move you out of the way. If you can see here, my sign up here, Man Cave. This is basically what kind of inspired this whole thing a little bit. Once I got it, I started to have visions in my head. And this is what came of it. I used to have all my stuff out there and just, out in the living room. Too many junk, too many cords wrapped up. So I took all the older systems, the 4 systems, and put them here. But anyways, great Christmas present from my wife and son. Just loved it. Very invaluable gift to me. I just love it. It's one of the best gifts I think I've ever gotten. So that's what kind of inspired this. So let's show you what I got going on here. Let's start up there, just show you guys. So the speakers to the sound are up there, as you see, left and right, and I got all of my boxes, some of the games, and I got GameCube, Super Nintendo, all that. My original boxes are all up in there, fitting like Tetris pizzas up in the closet there. And yes, like I said, closet. This whole unit is fitting inside the closet, which is also in my video game room, or in my comic book room, so I've combined, comic book room, video game room. So let's scroll down here to show you what I got going on, and then I'll show you guys some recent pickups. So just how the setup is, you can probably see here, it's a Sony 60 CD carousel with GameSync in it. So what's happening here is I got a switch. Everything's running on, the AV cables. Runs into the switch box, which I have. Number 1 is the first generation. Switch number 2 is the Super Nintendo, and goes on from there, as you see. And then runs into the 60 CD carousel, GameSync. It's got left to right surround. And then running into the VCR, because the TV is old, it only has coaxial, so I have to run all the AV into the VCR, then video out as well too. So let's see. So that's kind of funny. So old, but I love that kind of retro, that old feeling. Throws me back to the day. So yeah, a lot of DS handheld stuff there. Only get handhelds for the purpose of Zelda. That's what I'm a really big collector of. But of course, I do want to get a lot of, just the old fun games, right? As we all remember, I've got some game guides and game guides and collector's editions, that kind of thing down there. And then basically right here, this stuff right here. Got some of my controllers and a few of the NES accessories. And then all of my cartridge games right here. So let's just quickly go through some of this stuff that I've gotten recently. But actually I'll just start with, just kind of as a response to 123 Comic Man, some of the things that I found so fun on the GameCube. Definitely, well, the Zelda stuff for sure, that goes without saying for me. But all of these are great. If you pick up any Resident Evil title, 0, Resident Evil 2, which was one of my favorites, definitely back in the day, playing it on the 64, which got me into Resident Evil gameplay. Friggin' awesome. There was one part there that just scared the hell out of me. It was great. After that scare, I was hooked, really. Resident Evil 3, Code Veronica, and Resident Evil 4, I think, in my opinion, one of the best Resident Evil games ever. So great even for the Nintendo Wii, which I think was kind of an upgrade as well too. They had some of the PlayStation exclusive stuff added into the Wii edition as well, so I got both editions. Really great. And I even got, up there if you notice, boxed a Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. If you want to see a video on that, definitely go to my channel, search Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. You'll get a video all about that. So definitely, not a huge collection. I'm just kind of getting into it very seriously. But a lot of fun, and this is just throwing me back, and I'm having a lot of fun playing these old games with my son. So let's just go through some of my recent stuff really quickly that I've gotten from a friend. Let's start with my sister, actually. She got me Jurassic Park. She found this one at home somewhere, and it's still got a video store, warning labels, and address, and all that kind of stuff. From a friend here, Putty. Played it really kind of weird, but kind of fun. Goofy little putty alien dude or something, finding his other friends. Just really weird. Really odd. What are those two here? Let's see. Oh, take that off. Gyromite. Right? Unfortunately, it is a 5-screw, but it doesn't have the converter in it, which I really wanted to find. But this is a Canadian version. It says CAN, and let me see, what can I compare it to? This one's, yeah, okay, well here's another one that I got to. Picked up Hogan's Alley for the, the light gun. I think Greco Fabulous was playing that one too, I think recently. So I wanted to pick that one up. It was a lot of fun. These are both really fun. This one, I mean, you could have originally, they wanted you to play with, Rob the Robot, but you can play it with 2 players as well. Let's see, yeah, so what was I saying? Canadian version, let's see. That's Canadian version. Where is my American? Here's a USA. Okay. That's a USA. Yeah, so anyway, so there are games in North America. They weren't all the same. There's actually ones that said like this, CAN in the corner there, and I don't think you can really see it. But anyways, here's Swamp Thing. That's basically my only rare game in my collection currently for NES cartridges. It says USA on there, and there are differences with some of the labels on the back too. This one does have a different language on it, but the Canadian versions, most of the American versions just have the English, and here's a Canadian one that has the French and English on it. Just wanted to make note of that. Oh, here's one of the other ones. So just like this one, is this the USA? So here's a USA copy of Super Glove Ball, which a friend gave me. A really cheap game originally. Yeah, I wanted you to play it with the Power Glove, and it just has the just English on the back. So that's something to note, maybe. What else? I think that's for those North American releases. Let's get into something really cool here, and which this is kind of the direction. Besides having some really great cartridge games, I'm also going to be getting into Famicom games, of course, which was the the Nintendo Entertainment System in Japan, originally released in '83. North American wasn't until '85. So I'll show you this first lot that I got of games. The last game that I'll show you is the one that I really wanted, but these were all in the lot for $4, so I picked them up. So here's baseball. This one's not bad to play. I cleaned them up a little bit better, maybe a little more cleaning, some more over time. They'll get a little better, but boy, did these games ever stinking terribly dirty. But I got them all to work, cleaned them all up, got them to work, and sort of smelling better. I don't know where they were sitting, but I see a lot of lots from Japan. Just really kind of gross. This stuff could have been sitting, I don't know, inside a whale's stomach or something for a decade, and then they selling these things. But I got them all working, so that's what's important. Yeah, so here's these are developed by Jaleco, and just a note that these cartridges are bigger than the actual, I guess the original cartridges. Jaleco made bigger cartridges. So here's tennis, and then soccer. The tennis one is probably the hardest one. What I liked about these Jaleco games, though, a few of them came with these dust covers. These were really neat. I like it. It's molded to the game. You know, you put it on, everything's sleek, and you know, it's all good. No rough edges. Protects your game pretty good, and you know, out it goes. So that's really kind of a nice thing about these Japanese, those dust covers. And the last one, basically why I wanted to get the lot, is right here. Take this off. I stole the dust cover from one of the other games. Right here, black cartridge. Here is Moto Judo Warriors, and this is from 1990. The other games were actually from 1988. So you can definitely see a difference between cover art as well. They went to this animated kind of goofy style. I see a lot of the games from the 90s here kind of with this similar type of you know, style of art. And to me, I actually prefer, you know, that cover art from 1988 here on tennis to that style. But as far as game wise, right here, the judo game, really kind of cool. So I stole the cover. Yeah, I wish I had more of those dust covers. So the let's see. Yeah, so I have those, and as you guys see, I only have a North American machine, my original one. So how am I going to play those games? I'll show you right here, because unfortunately I didn't find no converter yet. I hope I will find one eventually for really cheap, but I'm not willing to pay the prices on eBay if people know they have a converter in these games. I'm not willing to pay that. So I found this one for a lot cheaper. An old, is probably 80s, 90s as well too, from a company from Taiwan, now defunct. Here's a 72 to 60 pin converter, and I found that, so I picked that up. Also came with the box, which is in fairly good, you know, fairly good. Yeah, so there you have it, and you have this pull tab so you can pull it out of your machine, but you know, you got to put it on there. You put it on backwards, actually, and then you got to put it in your machine like that. Because though the Jaleco games are a little bit bigger, and I can't actually get them in there and press them down like I've seen others with the normal cartridge, the normal Famicom cartridges. So I have to hook up a Game Genie and then slide it all in there, and it seems to work a lot better than me trying to fiddle around with it and get the pins connecting just with this. So there's that. That was a really fun pickup. I think that was great, and that's kind of the direction some of my collecting is going to be going into, is towards the Famicom. And next month, you guys, definitely by the end of February, I've got a couple packages coming that are just, I'm kind of nervous to receive because it's one of the biggest items I've received internationally, but I'm really excited for it to arrive and really excited to show you guys. So the next thing to show you guys, just, you know, it's nothing crazy good here, but I don't like fiddling with my machines too much, and I like to get factory parts, and I really don't like, you know, chopping up and mutilating games and technology and things like that, just because I'm, you know, a collector of comic books. I like things to be original in sorts. But anyways, here's a new piece. I guess if I put this in the machine, it's not really original. But anyways, a new joystick for one of my controllers, you know, which was a big problem with all the, you know, 64 stuff. Joysticks wore out pretty well, so I want to at least have one that is in good shape, so when I really want to get some gameplay going on, I can have this one, and pretty cheap, $10, so I'm replacing that one. And at least this controller here, which I don't know where I got it, but what a scummy, gross insides to this controller. It wasn't one of my originals. I got it from somewhere else, and what a gross inside. So I'm gonna replace that. Yeah. So that's that, you guys. That's my introduction and my setup and basically my first video of my retro game collecting, and I'm gonna be definitely over the going forward showing a lot more of my retro gaming and pickups and so forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if you guys got any comments, questions, definitely leave them below. I'd love to get a conversation started with all of you, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.